Evening. Welcome to day three on our series on the habit. Uh, as promised, I put the link to the day or part three up there on the clubhouse, and they all will be on my YouTube channel. So once they are up there, anybody can see them. Uh, so we were talking about habit, how it can be our friend or our foe, and how we can understand the habit formation. And if we are really aware of what is going on within our mind, within our life, and see that certain habits are detrimental either to us or to other people, you can change that by really being aware and by really understanding how to go about it. Okay, that's what happens with my patients who come with smoking, alcohol, or certain obsessive compulsive habits that are not good for them, or some people are addicted to certain foods. They cannot be away from the sweets, and that is a big problem, and they suffer. Actually, one of my friends, who is also a famous actor in India, his thing is he does this video vlogs, they call them, right? And he was going to different uh, fast foods in India. They're not just brands like this. Everybody can start it, and then they kind of go by their own way, traditional dishes and all that. But a lot of it is made with not really good ingredients. The oil, the salt, the sugar, all are too much. They are tasty, but very detrimental to the health. So he wants to help people, but then he doesn't know what he is doing. He doesn't know what he's fasting. He's not doing deliberately, but lack of awareness of that kind of habit formation, especially if you are in the public eye and you could help people to have more education about this kind of food habits. I think that's where I differed with him. And even though he has a very successful YouTube channel for that, because he works in different languages all over India. So I think around 13 languages, he told me, I think. So when that happens, he goes to different regions, and he has hi Nazli, different regions, and he kind of stays there and produces these food videos, and people see them, and then people all go for it too. That kind of thing. It's going on. It's a lot of people. But what I am saying is, watch what kind of habits are you helping people to go through. Hi, Carlos. So it's a kind of important thing. Hi, Carlos. How are you?
I'm doing great, Dr. Rao.
Okay. Yeah, we were talking about habits for the last 3 days, Carlos. Today is the third day. I put a video up there too. If you want, you can see that too. Anyway, so you can foster a habit, or you can develop a habit because you do not know what's the consequence of developing certain habit. But there is a mechanism to understand how the habit forms, and then reverse engineering, and then sometimes, so it's very difficult. There are psychological habits, there are biological habits. Actually, we can breed an entire personality out of habit formation, right? And we can get very conditioned by the culture, by the society, family, whatever, right? And then hopefully we can get good habits from our schooling, from our culture and all that. But then there are a lot of things that go conditioning people's minds and hearts, and that could be very detrimental for people. Later on, they may not be able to form relationship with some people that they think they are their enemies. Like this religions and all these people are fighting and killing each other. For what? For their own, so-called books or religions, whatever, right? So that's where I am kind of worried about um, this habits formation, and how you can really understand that we can really remove these habits from our life, and cultivate the good habits that we want. That's what this series about. I talked about several things. Some of the my pet themes are being silent every day, and being giving, or appreciating the nature, knowing that we are part of it. All those things we talked about. So today is more like a third part, where self-care and some of the mental habits that we form, and how we can identify them, how we can get around them, all that there in that video. It starts with there's a teaching in ancient wisdom from India. They talk about six mental habits that people go through. They're called desire and anger, like covetousness, like attracting a lot of things, or hating them, things like that. Okay, once you understand them, there are opposite to that. Like you can be peaceful, or you can be having a break on your desires, things like that are there. Ultimately, all that comes to self-care. Are you aware of what's going on within you and without you, in your environment, in your family? And then, are you taking any action to work on them? That's what the focus is about. We talk about service mentality, having this schedule for your self care, and then forming a community. All those things are very important. Let's see what Carlos has to say. Hi, Carlos. Do you have anything to say about your habits or anybody's habits that you have experience with?
I think I mentioned before. Apologies, I'm in the shower. I I'm trying to make a habit of taking a shower at least once a week, whether I need it or not. Kidding. No, I started establishing doing the habit stacking that maybe you can explain, where you take a good habit and you use that to stack another habit on top of it.
Yeah.
For example, I like my espresso first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, according to Dr. Rao, what I do now is right after my espresso, I go get something work related done. Because he has advised me, before I was working on my passion stuff, before my work, and the work is what pays the bills, what keeps me with the lights on, how I can feed my family.
Yeah.
So I've changed my focus, and now the first thing in the morning I get some work done,
Mm-hmm.
and exercise, meditate, gratitude, all that stuff, and then finally by the evening I can spend time with my wife and wind down,
Yeah.
and get ready for the next day.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, we were talking about delaying the gratification and getting things done. That way you will feel so much more relaxed. This is something of a organizational thing that I used to use it for my staff at the clinic. So what I used to do is be aware of what are the main things that we need to accomplish for today. And once you come to the office, come prepared, come ready. All your needs are done, and then you're coming to work right away. And take up on the important stuff, organize them, communicate with the other members of the staff, and then do the important things first. And before you take a coffee break, or talking to people and all that. That way, you feel like you have done what you have done, and you have so much reserve to give to other people after that. Otherwise, I notice people who come and they want to take a leisurely break right away and have coffee, get ready, that kind of put them on a relaxation mode rather than work mode, that kind of thing. When I explained to them, they adopted it and they found that very valuable. Okay, so we didn't say this much time you should break and all that. We said break after you have done something that is important for the system and for you too. Yeah, that will be a good thing, Carlos. But that way, you don't feel like you are neglecting your people or you are neglecting your work for the other. But if you have to work and get all those things done, then you go and you also have quality time for the family. That will be appreciated a lot, and also they will be supportive of you too. For example, when I was very, very busy as a physician, when I was in my 40s and 50s, obviously thousands of patients, big practice, right? But my wife was also working with me, and also they knew where I am, whether I'm in the hospital or where everything they knew. So it's much easier to communicate and tell them what my goals are. Once they're on board with that, it's much easier for them to cooperate. When to Otherwise, you have no connection and everybody is going all over. So one of the things I really believe it was in the morning when you start the work, we have a small huddle, like see what's happening today, what are the patients that are coming up, what are their needs, what are the tests they are going through, do we have all the inventory of all things that we need, those kind of things. Once that is done, the in our mind, the day is reasonably organized. That's a habit, right? And then it can change, we can adjust to it, but at least the major parts, important parts will be there. There will always be very, very sick patients, emergencies in the hospital, so many things happen. But given all that, also having a habit of what is important, why we are here, what can we do, that kind of understanding helped us a lot. So these ancient mental habits, there are more explanations given in the video. They are like a pretty significant in anybody's life. Everybody has desires. For example, everybody has anger. Um, Everybody has this covetousness. Everybody has the accumulated.
Dr. Rao, you don't.
You could,
You've been the most stable person I've ever met in my life. I don't think I've ever heard you raise your voice or get upset or
oh,
superhuman.
no. You can get angry, but you should be getting angry for the right things. I think not getting angry for everything, but there will be a reason if I should get angry. Then not getting angry really, but telling them again and again. Then tell them, come on, listen to this, that kind of thing. But what is important is when you get angry, that can affect us, right? So don't remain angry forever. You may be angry for that time, and then you kind of wash it off and then go there. You don't want to nurture that anger like it is in your heart. See, this is what helps me, Carlos. What helps me is this checking back into present moment. Something happened, something irritated you, somebody has said, but I have this ability to get over that with this present moment awareness. So I don't remain in that at all, because it's not like, oh, Carlos, you did this yesterday, so I'm going to take it out on you. I'm going to keep it in my mind. That's not there. I may say, oh, Carlos, this is not the way it should be done, and it should be done. This is the reason, and all that. But then after that, that's it. It is forgotten, it is buried, and it is not there. So that's very healthy, I think. So if you get angry, make sure you wash it off before you go to bed. That's one thing I do, a few minutes only, just recall all the reactions that I have, and then let them go, because they're not that important, right? And the other thing is, coming back to present means that you are not getting all those things relive in you. Okay, you may have the memory of that, but then you don't want to feel the same pain, feel the same way, and go on. That's why I can smile easily, I can laugh easily, I can entertain myself easily, and all that, because there is nothing there in the interior of the heart that is permanently taken a place. That's the important thing. These mental habits, everybody may have desires, everybody may have this anger or covetousness or um, all those six things are in Sanskrit easy for me to say. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsya. Mada means pride, and like a egoistic pride. Matsya means more like I want to hold on everything. I want to keep everything for myself, and also I will. I will plan to take somebody else's things, that kind of thing. So if you look at it, thousands of years ago, they kind of analyzed the human psyche in such a way that amazes me, and the solutions. And that's why the peace was in the heart and in the mind, and then came out as external thing. That way, you have peace in your heart that emanated from it, and kind of touches the other people too. So majority of the society were like that, and that's why they had so much strength and peace within. That's the idea of this. Is it? If you have habits that are you are not being aware of it, and then they can be detrimental to your quality of life if they are not good for you and other people or the society. That's why I kind of talked about silence, I talked about giving, I talked about being a community oriented, service oriented, all those habits. And we don't have to be altruistic all the time, but sometimes you can be. You don't have to harbor universal peace and love and everything all the time, but you can be. But when you examine like a routine, what kind of habits I have, mental habits, physical habits, or whatever, then you will see you can be pretty. I'm pretty obsessive about everything in its own place, and then finding a place for everything, and then putting everything in its place. That helps me to be organized and also not to forget where things are. My family members are not like that, but then I kind of tell them, but I myself am a kind of constantly evaluating how can we organize ourselves better, both mentally and physically, outwardly too. That helps me, but also what are the activities I have taken, and also helps me to really be helpful to the situations or institutions around me. Make sense, Carlos?
It makes perfect sense, Doctor. But I just want to let you know my wife is calling me dinner, so
Okay,
I have to leave abruptly dinner time.
that's okay. That's okay. I'm glad to see you. You're doing well and all that.
Well,
So,
I mean, I'm doing as well as can be. Life is struggle.
hmm,
We're still pushing the ball in the hill.
yeah. But you have been doing the valuable service with the inventions of yours, right?
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer. My day job, I'm a patent attorney, so that's what my work is.
Hmm.
And of course, thanks to you, I've been putting that as the most important thing because it feeds my family.
Hmm.
But then I also have my passion projects, which of course are building. I want to feed in-house homeless veterans, and
Hmm.
eventually I want to feed in-house the rest of the world. But that we're getting some interest in that, and it's just hard work. You have
Yeah,
to constantly
yeah, it is.
pushing.
It is. Yeah, that's a habit too. Think of your own existential needs and also thinking of the society at large. So it all depends upon how much time you can give, how it is. But to have that in the heart is the important thing, Carlos. Once you have that, the nature will provide will eventually provide the impetus or the force or the energy that is needed. Anyway, take a look at this video if you want to, and
Is
then
that on your website or is that?
this is here, but I think they are in my messages for now. We have to post them on the YouTube and other places. So I will be posting them. There are a lot of videos made, but I come and present them here. Whoever is interested, they can see them, and then later on, slowly they post on the other places too.
And they're on your YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, yeah. There is a YouTube channel. I don't think these are posted yet. I'm going to post them tonight, probably. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to head off to dinner now.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure.
Sure,
Thank
Carlos.
you
Okay.
so much.
Anyway, I was going to be brief here because I did say what I need to say. I just wanted to make people know that this video is posted, and there are other people too in the wisdom and other places too. So hopefully, this makes sense. So this habit formation and cultivation of good habits, and then get rid of the bad habits. If you have any questions, reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you and answer at least to the best of what I know about it. And you can always tell me what is your intake too. So anyway, we have started almost 20 minutes, I think 25 minutes. Okay, this is going to be brief today anyway. So I will see you again tomorrow. And thank you. All right.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you. Bye bye.